Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever laid in bed at night, wide awake, wondering if the pain will ever go away? Maybe it's not just physical. Maybe it's the kind of pain that goes deeper, the kind no doctor can diagnose and no one around you seems to understand, the kind of pain that steals your sleep, your peace, and sometimes even your will to keep going. You smile during the day, but inside you feel like you're breaking. You've tried everything, medicine, advice, distractions, even silence, but the ache is still there. And the nights, they're the hardest, because when the world quiets down, your thoughts get loud, and they start to whisper things that scare you. You'll never get better. This is your life now. Nothing is going to change. But what if that's not true? What if there's a power that can step into your darkest night and bring healing? Not in months, not in years, but in one night, a healing that doesn't just soothe symptoms, but breaks the root of the pain, the fear, the heaviness that's been holding you down. You weren't meant to live this way. You weren't created to suffer endlessly, waiting for a miracle that always feels just out of reach. There is something, someone, who has already made that miracle available. And it's closer than you think. It's not hidden in a secret formula. It's not locked behind religious rituals. It's found in words, ancient words, living words, words that were written for moments exactly like this. There's a place in the spirit where pain cannot follow you, where fear loses its grip, where healing flows freely. That place is accessed through faith and through a promise that's been waiting for you all along. It's called Psalm 91. And it's not just a verse. It's a shield, a covering, a declaration of healing, protection, and peace. When spoken with belief, it doesn't just comfort you. It transforms you. It awakens something inside you that reminds you who you are and whose you are. Tonight could be the night everything changes. Not because you've earned it, but because you finally receive it. Because you stop trying to carry it all and finally let go. Because you choose to believe, maybe for the first time in a long time, that healing is not a fantasy. It's a promise, and it's yours. Stay with this message. Let it speak to your soul, because the pain you feel is not permanent. The fear that chokes you at night does not have the final word. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. There is power in this prayer. Power to heal your body. Power to restore your mind. Power to breathe peace into your spirit. Let this be the night you stop surviving and finally start healing. You've carried more than most people know. Smiled when you were breaking. Showed up when all you wanted was to disappear. You've been strong for so long that even the idea of rest feels foreign. But deep down, something inside you is tired. Not just physically. Soul tired. Exhausted from the constant pressure to keep it all together, to pretend you're okay when you're not. And still, there's something in you that hasn't given up, something still hoping, still reaching, still praying that maybe, just maybe, there's something more than the pain. That maybe this isn't how your story ends. That's not hope by accident. That's truth trying to break through the noise. Because even now, in your weakness, you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. There is a promise that has never left your side, even when you couldn't see it. A promise designed to cover you, hold you, restore you, and carry you through what tried to destroy you. That promise is not a distant theory. It is a living force, and it's waiting to be activated by your faith. Psalm 91 isn't just words on a page. It's a divine contract, a declaration forged in the heart of God to rescue you when the weight becomes too much to bear. When it says, "You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day." It's not poetic language. It's a command to fear to leave. It's a boundary placed around your life, one that sickness, anxiety, and darkness cannot cross when you step into the covering of those words. But this is more than reciting lines. It's about positioning your heart under something stronger than your struggle. It's about knowing that you are not standing alone in your fight, that you have heavenly protection, divine refuge, and a sacred hiding place that cannot be shaken. Right now, the world around you may look the same. The symptoms may still scream for your attention. The thoughts may still race. But something deeper is shifting. Faith is rising. Peace is entering. Healing is beginning. And as you speak these promises, you're not just repeating verses. You're rewriting the atmosphere around your life. You're creating space for the impossible to happen. You're giving your mind permission to rest, your body permission to heal, your spirit permission to hope again. This isn't wishful thinking. It's truth. Unshakable, unchanging, unstoppable truth. And the more you align with it, the more you'll see what once seemed impossible begin to move. So speak it. Believe it. Let it settle deep into your soul. You're not begging for a miracle. You're stepping into one. You're no longer the wounded trying to survive. You're the beloved being restored. Let the weight fall. Let the fear go. Tonight, under the shadow of the Almighty, your healing begins. Let that truth be louder than every lie. Let it carry you into the night, and through it, you are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter how deep the wounds go, healing is still possible. Real, complete, undeniable healing that touches every part of who you are, body, mind, and soul. And it begins the moment you stop agreeing with fear and start aligning with truth. Fear weakens you. It isolates you. It tells you the worst will happen and then demands you live as if it already has. But truth liberates. Truth restores. Truth breathes life back into places you thought were gone forever. Psalm 91 is not a comfort blanket to hide under. It's a battle cry, a weapon, a lifeline. And when you speak it out loud, especially when you don't feel strong, you're not pretending. You're preparing the ground for miracles to grow. Healing doesn't always look like instant relief. Sometimes it's the shift you feel in your spirit first. A lifting of heaviness, a softening of tension, a deep breath that you haven't been able to take in weeks. Sometimes the most powerful sign of healing is the moment peace returns. Not because the storm is over, but because you found shelter in the middle of it. And that's what Psalm 91 offers, shelter. A sacred place untouched by fear. A place where your heart can finally rest, where your thoughts can quiet, and where your body can begin to respond to peace instead of panic. When you say the words, "He is my refuge and my fortress," you're not making a suggestion. You're drawing a line. You're declaring who you trust and what you expect. You're telling the sickness it doesn't own you. You're telling fear it doesn't lead you. You're telling your body it's safe to heal. And your body listens. Your cells respond. Your mind clears. Because you are not just physical. You are deeply spiritual. And the moment your spirit takes hold of truth, your entire being begins to shift in response. This is not about trying harder. This is not about fixing yourself. This is about surrendering to the one who already made a way. The one who promised that no plague would come near your dwelling. The one who said he would cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you would find refuge. Let those words become your medicine. Let them become your atmosphere. Let them replace every anxious thought, every fearful expectation, every lie you've ever believed about how this ends. You were not created to live in torment. You were created for peace. You were not meant to manage your pain forever. You were meant to rise from it. Right now, something inside you knows that's true. That quiet knowing, that's faith. Let it grow. Speak life over your body. Speak peace over your night. Speak healing over your heart. You're not waiting for permission to be whole. You've already been given the promise. Now walk in it. This is where healing begins. And it starts with your voice. Your words have power. Not someday, not only when you feel strong. Right now, in your weakness, in your doubt, even in your silence. Your words still hold the power to shift everything. Not because they're perfect, but because they carry authority when they are aligned with truth. When you speak the promises of God, you are not just repeating verses. You are activating the laws of faith that override the laws of fear. Psalm 91 is not something to whisper when you're desperate. It's something to declare when you're ready to take back what fear tried to steal. It is the voice of faith rising in the middle of your valley, proclaiming that no matter what comes, you are not alone, you are not unprotected, and you are not powerless. Something begins to change the moment you stop asking if healing is possible and start agreeing that it already belongs to you. When you say, "No evil shall befall me," you're not hoping for the best. You are drawing a spiritual boundary around your life. When you speak, "With long life he will satisfy me," you are rejecting every lie that says your time is running out. This is not about denying your reality. It's about deciding which reality you'll live from. You can live from fear and expectation of harm, or you can live from faith and expectation of healing. You choose by what you speak. You align by what you say. Every time you open your mouth and speak these words, you are building a fortress around your heart, not a wall to hide behind, but a stronghold of truth that sickness, depression, anxiety, and fear cannot invade. You are reminding yourself who your source is. You are reminding your body that peace is your portion. You are reminding the darkness that light lives here now. And even if you feel nothing yet, even if your body still aches or your mind still spins, keep speaking. Faith does not wait to feel something before it moves. It speaks the outcome before it sees the result. And when your spirit begins to lead, your entire being begins to follow. Healing is not always loud. Sometimes it comes in quiet moments when you finally stop agreeing with fear. Sometimes it shows up as rest, as clarity, as breath that flows deeper than it has in days. Sometimes it comes as strength to rise again when everything in you wanted to give up. But healing always begins with agreement. Agreement with what is true. Agreement with what is promised. Agreement with what already belongs to you by grace. Psalm 91 is your agreement. Not with chance, not with fear, not with diagnosis, but with the unshakable protection and healing of God. And when your words match His, nothing can stay the same. So don't hold back. Let your voice rise. Let faith speak louder. Your healing is not a dream. It's already in motion. And it starts every time you open your mouth and speak life. There is a sacred strength in surrender, not the weakness you might imagine, but a powerful release that clears the way for healing to flow in. When you let go of control, of worry, of the need to fix everything yourself, you create space for something greater to take over. It's easy to hold tightly to pain because it feels familiar, because fear tells you if you let go, you'll lose even more. But what if holding on to pain is exactly what keeps you stuck? What if surrendering to the promise of Psalm 91 is the key to breaking free? When you release your grip on doubt and step into trust, you stop fighting a battle you were never meant to fight alone. Healing becomes not a distant hope, but a present reality unfolding inside you. Your body responds to what your spirit believes. This is a profound truth rooted deep in how we are made. Fear triggers tension, tightness, and resistance. Faith triggers release, peace, and restoration. When you speak Psalm 91 with your heart, you are telling your body it's safe to relax, safe to heal, safe to breathe again. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's a spiritual principle that science is beginning to understand. That belief changes biology. The calm that comes from trust lowers stress hormones, supports your immune system, and helps your body repair itself. You are not just waiting for healing. You are creating it with your words, your faith, your surrender. Healing in one night is not about rushing God or demanding a quick fix. It's about stepping into the fullness of a promise that has already been made for you. The night is a symbol of darkness, fear, and the unknown. But it's also a place where transformation happens quietly, deeply, beneath the surface. When you declare Psalm 91 over yourself as you lay down to rest, you are planting seeds of healing in the soil of your spirit. You are inviting peace to guard your mind and body while you sleep. And even if you don't see immediate change, the work is being done in the unseen. You are aligning with divine protection that no enemy can overcome. You are building a foundation for long-lasting health and wholeness that will ripple into every part of your life. This promise is not limited by your past or your present condition. It is available for every person who chooses to believe it. It doesn't matter how many times you've been told no, how many doctors have given up, how many nights you've spent wondering if healing is possible. The truth of Psalm 91 breaks through every limitation because it is anchored in the eternal. When you wrap yourself in this truth, you are stepping out of the place of fear and into the place of power. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You become a victor who walks in the reality of divine protection and healing. You were created to live fully, whole, vibrant, free. The journey to that life begins when you embrace the promise of Psalm 91, not just as words, but as a living reality that breathes hope into your heart and strength into your body. It begins when you speak those words with courage, with conviction, and with the deep knowing that healing is not just possible, it is your inheritance. Rest in that promise tonight. Let it fill every corner of your being. This night is your turning point. This night is the start of your healing. Your mind is a battlefield where fear and faith constantly fight for control. The thoughts you entertain shape the reality you experience. When fear dominates, your body tightens, your heart races, and every symptom feels magnified. But when faith takes the lead, something shifts deep within you. Calm begins to replace chaos. Strength grows where weakness once ruled. Peace settles into the spaces anxiety once occupied. This is why Psalm 91 is more than just words. It's a weapon against the lies that try to hold you captive. Each time you declare its promises, you're rewriting the script of your mind, creating a new internal landscape where healing can thrive. The power of your mind to affect your body is well documented. Scientific studies show that belief and expectation can dramatically influence physical outcomes. When you convince your mind that healing is not only possible, but already happening, your body begins to respond. It releases stress, activates repair mechanisms, and moves toward balance. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the alignment of your entire being, mind, body, and spirit, around a truth so strong it cannot be shaken. Psalm 91 is that truth. It's a fortress built on faith that stands firm no matter what storms rage around you. Fear tries to convince you that your pain is permanent, that your situation is hopeless, that you are alone. But Psalm 91 speaks directly to those fears and dismantles them. It reminds you that you are covered, protected, and deeply loved. When you say, He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge, you are choosing to believe that you are safe, even when everything around you says otherwise. That belief is not passive. It is active resistance against the forces that try to steal your hope. It's a declaration that no matter what you face, you will not be defeated. Your healing journey begins in your mind, but it does not end there. It flows into your heart, your emotions, your very being. When you allow the promises of Psalm 91 to settle deep inside, they transform your entire outlook. You begin to see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a conqueror through faith. You stop waiting for healing to come from the outside and start receiving it from within. You find courage to face each new day, strength to endure every trial, and peace that surpasses understanding even in the darkest moments. This transformation is not instantaneous for everyone, but it is always available. It grows with every word spoken, every prayer whispered, every moment you choose faith over fear. Your mind is the gateway to your healing. Protect it. Fill it with truth. Guard it fiercely against doubt. When your thoughts align with the power of Psalm 91, you are no longer trapped by your limitations. You are free to move forward into a life marked by health, wholeness, and unshakable peace. This freedom begins tonight. Speak these words with confidence. Let them shape your mind, renew your spirit, and unlock the healing that is already yours. Healing is not just about the body. It's about the whole person, mind, heart, and spirit intertwined in a delicate balance. When any one part is wounded, the others suffer too. This is why true healing requires a complete surrender, a willingness to let go of the burdens that weigh heavy on your soul. Psalm 91 offers a refuge not only from physical affliction, but from the emotional and spiritual battles that drain your strength. It invites you into a sanctuary where fear, doubt, and despair lose their power. When you step into this sanctuary through faith, you create space for renewal, a deep soul-level restoration that reaches beyond symptoms and touches the very core of who you are. You might be carrying wounds that no one sees: grief, shame, guilt, anger, loneliness. These invisible scars can be as painful as any physical ache, sometimes even more so. They silently chip away at your hope, making it harder to believe healing is possible. But Psalm 91 addresses every part of your struggle. It promises protection not just from what threatens your body, but from what threatens your peace. When you declare, "No harm will overtake you," you are claiming safety over your emotions and thoughts as well. You are choosing to believe that healing is comprehensive. It touches everything. It reaches into every dark corner, every hidden pain, every secret fear. This total healing begins with a decision, a conscious choice to trust beyond what your eyes can see. It is the moment you stop relying on what feels real in the moment and start relying on what is true eternally. This choice is not always easy. It means pushing past the voice of doubt that says, "You've been disappointed too many times." It means facing the vulnerability that comes with hope, knowing you might still get hurt. But it also means opening yourself to the incredible possibility that healing is on its way, that you are not stuck, that your story is far from over. You cannot wait for healing to happen before you believe it's possible. Belief comes first. It is the foundation on which healing is built. When you speak Psalm 91 over yourself with conviction, you are laying that foundation. You are inviting healing into every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, every beat of your heart. You are aligning yourself with a power far greater than any illness, any fear, any struggle. This alignment activates a force within you that begins to break down the walls of pain and limitation. Imagine what it will feel like to wake up free, free from the weight of fear, free from the grip of sickness, free from the chains that have held you back. This freedom is waiting for you. It is your rightful inheritance, and it begins with the words you speak tonight. Speak them boldly. Speak them with faith. Speak them as a declaration of who you are, a warrior wrapped in protection, a soul destined for healing, a life reclaimed from the shadows. Your healing is not just possible, it is promised. Let that truth anchor you deeply. Let it carry you through the night and into a new dawn of wholeness. You are on the brink of a transformation that goes beyond healing your body. It is a renewal of your entire being. This moment is not about waiting for circumstances to change, but about changing how you stand in the face of them. The promises within Psalm 91 are not passive words to be spoken once and forgotten. They are active, living declarations that shape your reality and shift the forces around you. Every time you speak them with conviction, you build a shield that no pain, no sickness, no fear can penetrate. This shield is formed not from weakness, but from unwavering faith. A faith that does not depend on visible evidence, but rests firmly on the certainty of divine protection. When you declare that no harm will overtake you, you are choosing to believe in a power greater than your problems. You are choosing to trust a protection that is real, even when your eyes tell you otherwise. This trust is not about denying your struggle or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about refusing to let the struggle define you. It's about stepping into a higher reality where healing is not just a possibility, but a promise being fulfilled. Your body, mind, and spirit respond to this choice. Your heart beats steadier. Your breath comes easier. Your mind begins to quiet the noise of fear. This is the beginning of restoration. The night can feel like a long, dark tunnel filled with uncertainty and pain. But within that darkness, there is a hidden power, a peace that passes understanding. When you rest beneath the shadow of the Almighty, you enter a place of divine protection where no attack can reach you. This shelter is not something you find outside yourself. It is something you step into by faith. Psalm 91 invites you to take refuge in this shelter, to make it your dwelling place. This is not just comfort. It is a spiritual stronghold where healing energy flows freely and restoration begins to take root. Your healing is not contingent on how long you have suffered or how many setbacks you have faced. It is not limited by your past or defined by your circumstances. It is anchored in an unchangeable truth that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This promise breaks through every barrier, dismantles every doubt, and erases every limitation. When you embrace it fully, you are stepping into your rightful place as a recipient of divine care and restoration. You are reclaiming a life marked not by illness or fear, but by wholeness and strength. Let the words of Psalm 91 be your daily refuge. Speak them with boldness, with passion, with unwavering faith. Let them fill your mind, calm your heart, and ignite your spirit. This is the moment where healing begins, not in the distant future, but here and now. Your journey to complete restoration starts with your voice. Speak with authority, stand in truth, and watch as your life begins to change. Your healing is not just coming. It is already underway. Hold fast to this truth. Let it carry you through the night and into the dawn of a new, healed you. You are more powerful than the challenges that press against you. The power to heal, to rise, to reclaim your life lies not outside of you, but within. When you embrace the promises of Psalm 91, you are stepping into that power. It is a power that transcends weakness, defies limitation, and breaks the chains of doubt. This power is not dependent on how you feel or what you see. It is rooted in the unshakable truth that you are protected, loved, and destined to live whole. Every word you speak from Psalm 91 is a declaration that shifts your reality, moving you from a place of fear into a place of strength. The mind will try to resist this transformation. Old doubts will rise, whispers of, what if it doesn't work? Or, I've been disappointed before will creep in. But these are lies designed to keep you small, to keep you stuck. When you recognize these thoughts, do not give them space to grow. Instead, counter them with the truth you are declaring. Let your voice rise louder than your fear. Speak the words of Psalm 91 not as a hope, but as a certainty. Affirm that no harm will overtake you, that you are hidden under divine wings, that angels watch over you. This is your new reality. This is your shield and your fortress. Healing often feels slow because it works quietly in the unseen. But the truth is it is working even when you cannot yet feel it. Your body, mind, and spirit are realigning with health, peace, and strength. The night is a powerful time for this transformation because it is when your defense is lower and your soul becomes open. As you rest, the promises you speak weave their way into every fiber of your being. Healing is not just physical, it is emotional and spiritual. It is the restoration of your whole self, wholeness that no circumstance can take away. You are not alone in this process. The protection promised in Psalm 91 surrounds you like an invisible shield, stronger than any force against you. You have access to a divine peace that transcends all understanding, a refuge that keeps you safe even in the darkest hours. This peace is a fortress for your heart and mind, a sanctuary where hope grows and fear diminishes. When you trust in this refuge, you open the door to profound healing, renewal, and restoration. The power to change your life lies in your words and your faith. When you speak Psalm 91 with conviction, you are stepping into your identity as a beloved, protected, and healed individual. You are moving from victim to victor, from despair to hope, from sickness to strength. Let this truth settle deep within you. Let it anchor you firmly. Tonight, let your voice be the first step in your healing journey. Declare it boldly. Believe it fiercely. Your healing begins now, and nothing can stop what God has promised you.